What's up, YouTube? This is gonna be my first video. I'm putting a system in my 2007 Avalanche. I'm always watching YouTube videos. I figure I'll put in my 2 cents and help some of you out on how to do this. Putting a JVC double din. It's an older unit but still works, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it in. I'm gonna change out all the speakers, all 4 sides, putting in 2 amps, pair of subs, which I'll show you later. And right now the issue is gonna be, if you're doing this on, this should be true for the Suburban 2007 to 13, as well as the, I think, the Tahoe and the Silverado. But if you put in a double din, it's not gonna fit in there because of this plastic here. It fits before you plug in all the RCAs, but if you're gonna put some RCAs in my unit, they just come out directly on the back of the radio, and once I plug those in, it just doesn't quite go all the way in there like it's supposed to. It'll go in without them. So you can see there, it just barely enough to lock in. But once I plug in those RCAs and all that stuff on the back, it doesn't go in all the way, and that's about as far as I can bring this stereo out. So what I'm gonna have to do is cut this plastic off here, probably take these bolts off, cut this plastic off on both sides, there and there. There is a metal piece back there which is going to be a pain in the butt to cut off, but I think if I get this plastic off, it should be just enough clearance on there. So I'm about to do that right now. Got the, it's not the Dremel, just broke actually. I have to change that part out, but it's cheaper version, it'll get the job done. So we'll get back at you. Alright, I was able to cut out those pieces there. This is what it looks like. This is one of them here. It's actually this one there, and then this one was behind it, so it's 2 layers. I think one like that, yeah. Okay, so it was like that. I was able to cut one piece out first and then cut out the back. With that removed, it fits perfect now. That's with all the connections down back there. So it also, by removing those pieces, expose some extra hole in there where I'll be able to put all the cables in there. Once it's all done, I'm gonna put a rear view camera. I got the 2 amps which take the RCAs. I got the RCA for the camera. A bunch of wires are gonna be in there, so that's gonna be a good spot to tuck them into. And by the way, don't buy this thing. It's a piece of crap. It already broke again. I mean, what can you expect for 16 bucks? I was able to cut about halfway into the plastic, and the rest I just snapped off. But yeah, that thing sucks. Get the Dremel. I just bought it because it's probably gonna be the only time I use it. But I used the Dremel before, and it really has a lot more power than that thing. A little bit of pressure, it will get stuck. The little blades kept them breaking off, just like you can see here. Just by dropping it, it broke again. It's just a piece of crap. So forgot to mention you earlier, when you take this off, you gotta be really careful with this thing. It's not very thick at all, and it's got 4 clips on each side and 1 at the bottom, and when you take it off, you just gotta be really careful. I know they sell a special tool to pry this off with. It's like a flat plastic thing, but all I use is the a thin screw, very little flat head screwdriver. I was able to stick it in and pry it off like that, and I also used, where is it, this other one here. So I managed to do with those two, and really didn't do any damage to the piece, and managed not to mark it anywhere. So just be careful when you take that off. Alright, we're gonna put the steering in. Next, we're gonna take off the door. Alright, so like I said, you remove that piece from there. Then it's got that little cover there. You remove one bolt from there, and then another cover down there where you remove another two. After that, this thing is just clipped in, so you just kind of pull it and it'll release all the clips you can see there. This is what you gotta be careful with. The door handle, it's got this little thing right here. Well, you could see that, but it's the wire that you gotta pull out. So that it's got a couple, I don't know if you can see those on the inside part. It's got two flaps that you gotta squeeze together, and this thing will pull out. You'll be able to release that ball from there, and you'll be able to release it like that. Can't really focus on it, but anyways, you use a needle nose to squeeze the inside part together, and it'll allow this to pull out. Then after that, you just unplug those plugs for the door controls there, and you'll be able to remove the whole thing out. So after that's done, I'll show you how to remove the speaker. Alright, so after a little bit of work, we got the old speaker out. By the way, it's this thing right here. There's just a bolt on the top that you unscrew, and then it just slips out. You can reuse these things if you kind of cut it out. It's all comes together as one. You will need some cutting tools to cut this thing out just around the edge here. I've seen it done before, and then you can use just the same piece that goes in there, or you can just buy the adapters for these Chevys. You will need an adapter because that hole in there is just too big for the speaker to bolt in straight into the door, so you need an adapter. I went ahead and I got an adapter as well as a baffle, so should improve the sound a little bit there. Went ahead and ran my speaker wires through the baffle there, and I am using some component speakers, so I ran a wire through the door, through this little rubber cover inside the door, and up behind there, and behind this thing, all the way up down to here where I was able to get it. You pull this plastic out and you can get the cable out. I just went ahead and this is the hard way to do it. I'm using the original location. My truck comes with the Bose system, so I'm just using the same spot for it, and you just kind of custom fit it. And I was lucky enough that mine just kind of fits in there really snug, so it's not going anywhere, and the cover just puts right on it. So that's a hard way to do it. If you want to do it the easy way, you don't have to go through the door there. You can just kind of come up down to this position. you would put the tweeter on top of this thing right here, and that's the easier way to do it. I just did it the hard way because I wanted to keep it in the same position as that one there. So that speaker there will be this one right here. Now I just gotta do the other 3 doors, so that won't be no problem. The door comes out the same way. On the back ones, you know, you pull out the little tab, this comes out. Pry out the cover here, there's a bolt there, and pry out the cover in there, and there will be 2 bolts there. After that, then you just unsnap the clips from the door, and then it's gonna be the same thing. You're gonna release the cable for this door handle and unplug the harness for this switch here. Alright, let's get to it. Okay, here doing my passenger door. You guys don't know on these Chevys which one is the positive and negative. This is gonna sound kind of racist, but this is just how I learned it. White boys in the front, niggas in the back. Oh my god, he said the N-word. Who gives a shit? These are darker, so white boys in the front, lighter color is always a positive. On the back doors, the darker colors are the positives, and that's how you know. Or you can just go online and check out your vehicle's wiring diagram, but I already know this is how it is on Chevys. And this is my crossover, comes with my Renegade. So I got tweeter side speakers going through the door, like I did on the other side, all the way to the tweeter up there. Then got the main inputs connected into the speaker wires there. Then this other end will go to the speaker. And if you guys don't know, on this LTZ comes with the Bose system. It's got an amp which I'm gonna bypass, and I'm gonna put in my own amp for my highs, which is down in the middle center console there. So I'll just have to cut into those wires going into the out from the amp to the speaker. Just got done putting my rear view camera. So you can see is the one that you can just bolt into the existing bolts for your license plate. You can drill a hole on your license plate for the cable to go through. You don't have to drill a hole through the body of the truck if you don't want to. The cable can just go through the license plate and then just go in between the license plate and the truck, and you won't see it. And then it'll come down at the bottom. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's coming out down there. I put some loom on the wire. You're gonna need power and the RCA. So you can get the power from your rear view backup lights, and you will also need the positive out of the backup light to run along with that RCA, because that's gonna go to your stereo reverse signal. So that way when you hit it on reverse gear, it'll automatically switch to the camera screen. So we got the power, that's the white one there. That red one is my signal. I just use a dual one for the signal to the stereo, and the RCA, so tied up in there.